A single spoonful could be the difference between a ticking clock and a roaring engine inside your body. At 70 plus, every heartbeat, every step, every memory feels like a fragile negotiation with time. Yet science keeps handing us a simple, delicious weapon: omega-3 fatty acids. The question isn't whether you need them, it's which foods deliver the purest, most potent dose to keep your heart steady, your joints supple, your mind razor sharp. First, think of the ocean's most regal predator, the salmon gliding through icy currents. A 3-ounce serving of wild-caught salmon supplies more than 2 grams of EPA and DHA, the two omega-3 forms that directly fortify cell membranes, calm inflammation, and smooth the rhythm of your arteries. Research shows that seniors who eat salmon at least twice a week cut their risk of heart attack by a striking margin, while also reporting fewer joint aches after a single month of regular intake. The secret lies in the fish's naturally high concentration of long-chain omega-3, a form the body can use instantly without conversion. If you're hunting for a budget-friendly alternative, turn to sardines. Those tiny, silvery powerhouses pack almost the same EPA-DHA punch in a single tin, and they bring calcium, vitamin D, and protein to the table. Imagine a breakfast where you mash sardines with avocado on whole grain toast. Your arteries thank you, your bones get a boost, and your brain receives the fuel it craves for clear thinking. For vegetarians and anyone who prefers plant-based nourishment, the battlefield shifts to alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, the plant precursor to EPA and DHA. Here, walnuts become your secret weapon. A handful, roughly a quarter cup, delivers about 2.5 grams of ALA, plus antioxidants that shield the delicate fats from oxidation. Studies on older adults reveal that regular walnut consumption improves arterial elasticity and modestly lifts cognitive test scores, especially in tasks involving memory recall. Chia seeds take the ALA game to another level. 1 ounce of these speckled gems yields more than 5 grams of omega-3, dwarfing most other plant sources. Their gel-forming property means they also hydrate cartilage, offering a soft cushion for aching knees. Blend a tablespoon of chia into your morning smoothie. Let it sit for a few minutes, and you'll sip a thick, nutritious elixir that both lubricates joints and sharpens focus. Flaxseed oil is another ALA titan, but it demands respect. Heat destroys its delicate fats, so drizzle it cold over salads or stir it into yogurt. A single tablespoon supplies roughly 7 grams of omega-3, enough to meet the daily recommended intake for seniors. When paired with a diet rich in vitamin E-rich nuts, the conversion of ALA to the more active EPA and DHA improves dramatically, turning your meals into a conversion factory for lifelong vitality. While plant sources are admirable, the body converts ALA to EPA and DHA at a sluggish rate, often less than 10%. That's why many 70-year-olds turn to krill oil, a marine extract boasting phospholipid-bound omega-3 that slides effortlessly into cell membranes. A small capsule delivers the same EPA-DHA benefit as a larger fish oil pill, but with better absorption and an added boost of astaxanthin, a potent antioxidant that shields the brain from oxidative stress. For those wary of oceanic pollutants, algae oil offers a clean, vegetarian DHA source. Cultivated in controlled tanks, it sidesteps mercury and PCBs while delivering pure DHA, the omega-3 most concentrated in the retina and cerebral cortex. A tablespoon of algae oil can fuel synaptic plasticity, helping the septuagenarian mind retain sharpness in learning new skills, whether it's a language, a musical instrument, or mastering a tablet. Eggs, surprisingly, belong on this list when they come from hens fed omega-3 enriched feed. Each large egg contains about 300 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined. The yolk's phospholipid matrix mirrors that of krill, making the fats readily available to your body. Incorporating 2 omega-3 enriched eggs into a weekly brunch can modestly raise your blood levels of these crucial fats, supporting cardiovascular health without a drastic dietary overhaul. Grass-fed beef might raise eyebrows, but it carries a respectable amount of omega-3, especially when the animal grazes on diverse pastures. A 3-ounce serving supplies roughly 300 milligrams of EPA and DHA, plus conjugated linoleic acid, a compound linked to reduced inflammation in joints. When paired with a side of roasted beets rich in nitrates that widen blood vessels, you create a heart-friendly plate that also eases arthritis pain. Soybeans and tempeh provide another plant-based route, delivering both ALA and a modest amount of DHA when fermented. A cup of tempeh offers about 1 gram of ALA, plus protein and calcium, making it a triple threat for seniors seeking to protect arteries, bones, and cognition. The fermentation process also creates bioactive peptides that further lower inflammatory markers, a win for joint comfort. Now, let's talk synergy. Omega-3 works best when balanced with omega-6, a fatty acid abundant in processed oils and seeds. The modern diet often skews heavily toward omega-6, dampening the anti-inflammatory power of omega-3. Aim for a ratio close to 3:1, omega-6 to omega-3, by swapping vegetable oil for olive oil, limiting fried fast food, and loading your plate with the foods listed above. This simple shift amplifies the protective shield around your heart, lubricates cartilage, and clears the fog from your mental corridors. Timing matters, too. Consuming omega-3 alongside a source of healthy fat, think olive oil drizzle or a handful of almonds, enhances absorption. A study on 80-year-olds found that those who took fish oil with a meal containing at least 10 grams of fat saw a 20% increase in blood omega-3 levels compared with those who took it on an empty stomach. So plan your omega-3 boost for breakfast or dinner, not as a solitary supplement. For those who find swallowing pills a chore, culinary integration is the answer. Sprinkle toasted walnuts over oatmeal, toss chia into a glass of water, and let it bloom into a pudding, or stir a teaspoon of algae oil into a creamy soup. The flavors meld, the nutrients lock in, and the habit becomes as natural as brushing your teeth. But why does all this matter more now than ever? As we cross the 70-year threshold, arterial walls stiffen, cartilage thins, and neuronal connections weaken. Omega-3 directly counters each of these processes. EPA and DHA reduce the production of inflammatory eicosanoids, preserving the elasticity of blood vessels and cushioning joints from wear. DHA incorporates into neuronal membranes, enhancing neurotransmission and protecting against age-related cognitive decline. Together, they form a triad of defense that keeps the engine humming, the hinges moving, and the mind alert. Consider Margaret, 90, who swapped 3 meals a week of processed meats for a mix of wild salmon, walnuts, and chia-infused smoothies. Within 6 months, her doctor reported a measurable drop in LDL cholesterol. Her physiotherapist noted smoother joint motion, and her grandchildren remarked on the sparkle returning to her stories. Margaret never called it a miracle, she called it choosing the right foods. Your own story can echo hers. Start with 1 serving of fatty fish a week, add a daily handful of walnuts, and sprinkle chia into 2 meals. In a month, you'll feel a subtle lift, a steadier pulse after climbing stairs, a reduced ache after a garden walk, a clearer recollection of a loved one's name. Let that be the catalyst to expand your menu. Experiment with krill capsules, drizzle algae oil on salads, and keep the momentum alive. The bottom line is stark and simple. Omega-3 isn't a luxury supplement for the young. It's a foundational nutrient for anyone who refuses to let age dictate decline. By loading your plate with the richest sources: wild salmon, sardines, krill, algae oil, walnuts, chia, flaxseed, enriched eggs, grass-fed beef, and tempeh, you build a multi-layered shield that protects the heart's rhythm, the joints' glide, and the brain's clarity. Each bite becomes a promise to your future self, a pledge that the next decade will be lived with vigor, not just survival. So, the next time you stand before the grocery aisle, let this voice guide you. Reach for the silver shimmering cans of sardines, the bright green curls of chia, the earthy walnut kernels, the amber bottles of algae oil. Fill your cart, fuel your body, and watch the years bend to your will, not the other way around. Your heart, joints, and mind will thank you, one delicious spoonful at a time.